and welcome back to Lemon Tree Corner. This week in the studio we are getting right back on the horse and continuing on with our Maya Wristlet project. We are batch sewing 12 different Maya Wristlets, and the thing with batch sewing is it goes faster than making them each individually, but it's a little less rewarding because you don't have the instant gratification of checking it off or seeing the finished product. So here we are in week 2. Let's take a look at where we're starting. Okay, so what we are working on this week is our Maya Wristlets. We're gearing up for the 2 craft fairs in October. So what I am doing is I cut out all the fabric. I've got the zippers all ready to go, and now we have to cut out all the interfacing. So we've got some of the SF101 pieces cut out. I forgot how many pattern pieces there are, individual pieces that make up this wristlet, so it's going to take us quite a while. We also got the smaller zippers in for our piggy banks, so we're going to continue on making those piggy banks and the sachets as well. So kind of all hands on deck, all hands, my 2 hands are the hands, all hands on deck to get these projects made for the craft fair, just so I have some smaller priced items that I can be selling and drawing people in with, and hopefully getting them to look at the bags as well. So that's the plan this week. And we will also hopefully be doing a haul in the mail of the yarn when it shows up. So I'll show you that yarn and the pattern we're gonna make with that. And yes, I've got 15 million patterns all lined up, ready to go. And this one will probably usurp them all and jump to the top of the queue, but that's how we roll here at Lemon Tree Corner. I'm so happy to have you here this week, and if you're new, welcome. I'm glad that you have traveled down the rabbit hole to find our channel, and yeah, we just do crafty things here every Saturday, so I hope you stick around. And for all of you who have stuck around, thank you very much. We've got up to 450 subscribers now. Yay! So that's really wonderful. Thank you all for hitting that subscribe button. And if you haven't yet, I would love it if you would hit it. We're trying to get up to 500. When we get up to 500, I will make a special bag. We've already been brave and made one of the wallets, but I will do a special bag when we hit that number. And we'll be giving it away. So that's what we're doing for that. And once we hit 500, I can do things like polls, like I can put up, here are 3 bag patterns, which one would you like me to do next, that kind of thing. So it's when you hit 500, you just have more communication and more community in the channel. So I would love to hit that number with your help. So go ahead and grab yourself a water or a cozy beverage, a snack, get settled on the couch, and let's continue working on all of these craft fair projects. Yay! We have cut out all of our interfacing, and it's time to iron everything on. So we're finally to that point. I'm gonna grab one of my things here with all the pieces cut, if I can. This is gonna be a logistical challenge for me. I've got all the interfacing pieces over there, but now I'm using all my boards. Maybe I'll take stuff off a board so I can do this. And then I gotta match up all the pieces with the interfacing and all that fun stuff. So it looks like we don't need fusible fleece for this, which is good. We just need that one piece of Decovil. So we'll cut that later. And we'll go ahead and get this started. So the nice thing about this part, now that all the pieces are cut, is I'm just standing by the iron and ironing all these on, and I can see the TV from the iron. So I get to just watch on my YouTube channels today as we iron this on. I'm gonna have to make sure I move around a little bit. I've got one of those one of those cushion things under my feet at the iron, so that's good, but you know, when you stand in one place too long. So I'll have to move around. So let's watch our shows. I'm really into this channel called Gone with the Winds lately. It's WYNNS. And there are a couple who sail around the world in their catamaran. Yeah, I just really like their vibe. I'll put a link below if you're interested in watching that. I also enjoy the Elliott Homestead. I'll put a link for that as well. They're up in Washington, and they just run their own farm. And she cooks kind of gourmet stuff, but accessible stuff that all of us could make, you know. We just don't have the instant gratification here of making a bag when we batch sew like this. So it basically takes me 2 weeks to cut everything out and interface everything before we can get to the sewing machine. So that's a little annoying. Still hoping to get to the beach. Today is Saturday. We do have that big hurricane coming, so I'm a few weeks ahead in filming, or at least 1 week ahead in filming. So this will have already happened by the time you see this, but we have a hurricane heading our way. And it won't be a hurricane by the time it gets here, but a lot of rain is going to get dumped on us. So just trying to prepare for possible flooding and power outage, and go get some supplies at the store. Water. We drink those big like 10-gallon bottles of water that we get refilled. So hubby's gonna go get those refilled today and just do some basic storm prep. The only thing I'm worried about is the fish heater, if that goes out, and obviously the fridge and freezer. So wish us luck. You'll know by the time you're watching this what happened. Yeah, I think that's it. Our neighbors are out of town. My sister is out of town. She's supposed to fly back, but given what's going on, I don't know if she's gonna have to spend the night or spend an extra night up in Seattle. So I'm hoping she doesn't have to come home on a super bumpy flight or anything. And yeah, I think that's it. That's what's going on in my neighborhood. What's going on in your neighborhood? Pop it down in the comments. Are you in an area that gets hurricanes or tornadoes or anything like that? I hear there's wildfires right now up in Washington and Canada. It doesn't look like the rain's gonna get up there, but that's not good. Maybe this rainstorm will help us, because the problem we have now in California is we got so much rain earlier in the year. Everything exploded and grew, and now it's all drying out, which makes it perfect fire fodder. So hopefully by getting a little bit of rain now, that'll dampen everything down. Maybe we won't have really bad wildfires this year. So cross your fingers and your toes, and we'll continue ironing until the cows come home. Maybe actually get to sewing something tomorrow if I'm lucky and the power doesn't go out. The tropical storm has hit, and we're just getting some rain. I think that's it, because that's a plane, it's not thunder. So You'll be seeing this after the fact, so you'll know how bad it got in other places by the time you see this, because I'm about a week early in filming right now. Yeah, so a lot of hype, but as far as my area, I think we're only gonna get 2 inches of rain in the next 24 hours, so not too bad. San Diego, Palm Springs, we'll see how they do. They're supposed to get it a lot worse, but you know, running around yesterday trying to get food and gas and all that kind of stuff, doing all the laundry yesterday to make sure that if the power went out we'd be okay. You know, obviously the fish tank and the fridge are the 2 issues I have. We don't have a generator. We're having trouble deciding between like a solar rechargeable battery or like a real generator. Problem is, like, to do the fridge you'd have to have like a real gas generator, and I like the idea of the solar power because if the big one ever hits in California, I feel like the solar power is more sustainable. You don't have to buy gas for it. But then do we buy like a little plug-in fridge, like a plug-in cooler to go with that? Who knows? So that's why we haven't done anything yet. So the jacaranda trees look like they're starting to bloom again. Second bloom, I think. And yeah, just enjoying the rain. You know, when I hear rain, I always think of cold, but this is of course a tropical storm, so it's very steamy and warm. It's kind of like a sauna out here. So I was gonna make banana bread today because it was gonna be nice and cozy and cold, like fall weather, but I don't think it's gonna be fall weather. It's very hot and steamy. So you can kind of see the plumeria over there. I don't want to get wet, so I don't want to go down any further. There's this huge plumeria bush in the front of our house that's in full bloom right now. Very pretty. We take clippings and put them on the curb sometimes for free when the bush gets too big, and they go like within a minute. As my husband's putting them out, people come and take them. So yeah, so relieved that this isn't going to be as bad as we thought, and yeah, just continuing on with the day of sewing. Okay, we have SF'd 101 to everything, so it's time for the Decovil, and I just need to cut out 12 of these, and then we're ready to rock and roll and start putting the bags together and actually using the sewing machine. So that's good. So I've got this piece of leftover, not leftover, but just Decovil that was not on the roll as far as on a bolt. So I think the best thing for us to do is just go ahead and cut this at the 9 inches. I don't think I'm going to be able to get, oh, maybe I can get 9 inches out of most of this. It's either that or cut it at the 6 inches, which is wasting a lot of this. So let's try this at the 9 inches. So I think that will work out well. Okay, we have all of our goodies now. The Decovil says to let it sit for a half an hour. So I just kind of laid them all out here separate from the actual pieces. So I think what we will do is just keep those pieces separate. From now on, we'll make a separate pile. So we are going to do the doggies first. Pull those aside. Get these out of the way. Oh. And then from here, I think I'm just going to do it one at a time, just because it's going to be easier for me to think about it that way. But after we make this first one and refamiliarize ourselves with the pattern, now she's using the zipper ends here for this, and this sticks out, but I don't like the way that looks. So I'm going to do the zipper tabs instead. Yeah, we do the thing where we put the hardware on first and then we sew around.
That's what I'm saying. Earthquake. I just got an earthquake alert from Google.
Earthquake. As if the tropical storm wasn't enough.
I'm like going like, that's weird, what earthquake? And all of a sudden,
yeah, I was like, I didn't feel anything. It's just a little rolly.
The fish tank water.
Oh, the fish tank water's moving around.
I'm like going, I haven't heard that beep alert on my phone.
Well, we just got the other alert about
No, this was a Google alert.
Okay. Well, yeah, I just got a Google alert too. 75 miles away, but still kind of rolling. Well, that makes up for the lack of excitement from the tropical storm. Jeez. All kinds of stuff going on today.
Lights out, hearts beating faster in a minute. I'm high on slow dancing with you. 1, 2, 3, keep it going, last forever. All blacked out, then flying with you. I don't care that my mind's gone insane and my heart will burst into flames. No, I don't care about the heartache and pain, just don't let the memories fade. We know we are lost, in love with the lust, but heart trumps the mind, so we'll win anyway. Yeah, we own the sun, naive, wild and drunk. Oh, 'cause it's all up, 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 up. When I'm with you, I'm with you.
Now it's coming down. It was just gentle all day and now it's really coming down. But the storm is pretty much past us. Here you can see with the street light. Very interesting weather pattern here. So since we are working from home today, because of the hurricane, and because it rained all night, even though it's 90 degrees, I really want to make banana bread. So we're going to make banana bread before it gets too hot this morning and have some fun. So let's see, let's preheat our oven, get out our loaf pan, and let's get this going. Well, my loaf pan isn't very accessible, so we're going to make muffins instead. Because I've got all the muffin liners and all that stuff. Really easy to find.
Don't care if I get out of line. You feel that beat getting harder, floating on it. We're rebels at least for tonight. I don't care that my mind's gone insane and my heart will burst into flames. No, I don't care about the heartache and pain, just don't let the memories fade. We know we are lost, in love with the lust, but heart trumps the mind, so we'll win anyway. Yeah, we own the sun, naive, wild and drunk. Oh, 'cause it's all up, 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 up. When I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm with you. We know we are lost, in love with the lust, but heart trumps the mind, so we'll win anyway. Yeah, we own the sun, naive, wild and drunk. Oh, 'cause it's all up, 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 up. When I'm with you, I'm with you.
Okay, let's try them out on my new plates. They look good. It's a really good banana flavor. Doesn't taste artificial at all. And by adding in that one ripe banana, just boosted the flavor a lot. So, very good. Okay friends, so that's it for this week. Thanks for coming along with me. We haven't gotten a lot done, but we have 3 finished bags. I almost finished 4 bags, but we're gearing up for the semester and it was a crazy week at work, so I didn't quite get through as many as I wanted to. So here we have our first one. So these are the Maya Wristlets we've been working on. So we got our cute doggies and this kind of swirly fabric. And then the inside we have our card slots. And then we've got our snap, so you can fit your phone in there. And I believe I can fit my phone. Yeah, I can fit my phone in there and snap it shut. If I can get the snap lined up. There we go. So that's cool. Boom. So these are fun. So we got one done. And here we have our second one with the birds. So as I was explaining this to you last week, I kind of got confused as I was explaining it. One of the main panels is here out of the lining fabric, which used to be our exterior fabric. The other main panel is this one that we attach the pocket to, which is, you know, with the lining. So the lining, which is now the exterior. So that's all kind of screwy. And then we have our little zip pocket in the back. So that's fun. And our third one is this fabric, which I really love. I think this is the one I made before and sold at a craft fair last year. I think this is the one I made the first time. I really like this one. I might be keeping it for myself. I don't know. You know me, I've already got a lot of bags, so. And I don't know why she's having me put this so far down here. She's having me put it 3 inches up from the bottom, but then the bottom gets sewn down. So the snap, you'll see the snap is not centered in this area. So I might alter the pattern because I think I'd rather have the snap in the middle. I don't know why it's not. So we'll have to figure out what the middle is and add that to our equation. Okay, so that's 3 out of 12, which means I have 8 more to go. One that's almost finished that I didn't quite finish for this video. And then, yeah, the rest. But they're all ready to go already, so they're going to be pretty fast to assemble from here. And then we have our piggy purses, which we will pick up again next week. So I'm not sure what you're seeing next week. It's just going to be like a week in the studio, like a normal studio where you're producing multiple things and hanging out with me. So I hope to see you next week while we continue on with all of these craft fair projects. And I also need to start thinking about signs, so like all the price tags and things like that, and get all of those ready to go, because we have a vacation week the week before the craft fair. And of course my husband always gets called for a gig the minute we book a vacation for the same time. So he's actually got a gig right after our vacation. So we're just going to add on to the vacation and I'm going to go with him to Napa Valley. So I'm losing the whole weekend before the craft fair. So I want to think ahead now and plan ahead so that I can cross things off the list now in September before we get too far along, and so that I'm not stressed out later, if that makes any sense. So we'll be working on all that stuff, and I think that's it. So I hope you have a wonderful week ahead and hope to see you back here next week. Love you, friends. Bye.